actually going live right now on my phone because I've got so much to talk about that I don't even seem to know where to start. So I'm going to go through all my updates, tell you about everything that's been happening. It's been just the greatest period of my swing evolution, miracle swing experience. And at the end, I'm going to give you the golf tip that I'm working on right now that's helping me an awful lot. But first of all, I am filming what I believe will be the most important golf instructional video made to date. And it's the 7 Sacred Steps of the Over the Top Miracle Swing. It's a course. It's going to be a 7-step course in how to do the over the top miracle swing. We're filming it in 4K on Sony Venice cameras. These are the cameras they use to shoot Top Gun, using drones, camera cranes. I've got a half a dozen of my best students in the video. I filmed a couple weeks ago at Champions Golf Club at Houston, Texas, where I got to meet Jackie Burke. Then we filmed at the Grand Del Mar, the 5-star resort down in San Diego, California. And this weekend, we're going to be filming a free clinic I'm putting on at Oak Creek Country Club in Sedona, Arizona. So this is, a first-class production. I honestly believe it's the finest produced instruction video in the history of golf, the highest quality. I've never seen anything done at this level before, and it's just going to be spectacular. So just to let you know, next weekend, Sunday, September 17th, 2023, in Sedona, if you want to come out for a free clinic on the over-the-top miracle swing, I'm going to be teaching the 7 sacred steps of the OTT swing at one of the most beautiful golf courses in the country and one of the most spiritual places in the country. Thanks, Nick. My swing is the best it's ever been. I'm kind of, I'm rounding into form, shall I say, playing some of the best golf of my life. And boy, have I got a story for you there. I'll have to get into it at another time. But, I've been playing in some tournaments, which is a little different for me, putting the swing to the test. I'll be playing in the skins game in about an hour. The reason I'm doing this live is because I've been trying to make a YouTube video, but my computer, I've got so much 4K footage that I'm working with and importing that the thing is just buffering and freezing. And I'm like, man, I got to just talk to my people, tell them what's happening. But the thing that's really blown me away is, Nick, just work on, I'm going to tell you the tip that I'm doing right now, pull your right foot back, take the club back a little more inside, and just try and hit the ball on the inside quadrant. The thing I'm experimenting with is okay, so what is the maximum over-the-top feeling I can get in my golf swing? Now, sometimes I can hit a pull when I do that too much. But what I'm experimenting with my driver is you'll see Sam Snead, Ben Hogan, Gary Player. They all have these, OTT moves. Gary Player and Hogan are a little more slight. Also, I'll throw Arnold Palmer in there. They all have closed stances. And so last night I was like, you know what? What if I close my stance a little bit more and I go OTT as far as I can? I'm like, man, I hit the prettiest little pull cuts you've ever seen. And, so it's just been a remarkable journey. The swings that I have in this over-the-top miracle swing, I'm like, every day your swing feels a little bit different. I'm looking at them right now and I'm like, goodness gracious, if I had known that I would be able to swing this way, it would have been worth $1 million 14 years ago. If it would be like, hey, you want to put, a really dynamite golf swing on layaway where you can play in tournaments and shoot under par and play with the best players in Southern California. It's I don't want to sound too braggy because I'm not that great, but I'm a solid 12 strokes better than when I started this journey, and that's really something incredible. I shot 75 last week with my buddy Joel and had like, there's so many shots I left out there. It's like, gosh, if I can just, keep cleaning things up, that's really the goal for me right now. So I'll go ahead and tell you the story. I played in the senior men's club championship at Eaton Canyon, and I'll tell you, I've never done this because I've had so much fear of playing in competition and, just I played in that. I held an MSE tournament, a few years back, and I won that. I shot 74. But I'll tell you, Eaton Canyon's a 9-hole golf course, so we go around twice. They change the tee boxes for the second round. And so my very first tee shot. Now, first of all, let me tell you this. So I meditated, I did yoga. I was like, look, man, this is a learning experience. Just go out there, dip your toe in the water, see how you play. Been playing pretty good lately, so I'm like, let's just see what's going on. Now, Chris Bowler, my buddy who ended up winning it in the last club championship, he shot 63. So, I mean, it's like, I know that there's guys that are really, really good that I'm playing against. But, I watched a video by Kobe Bryant, and he was asked, are you a I can't lose guy or I have to win guy? And he said, I'm neither. I go out there and I look at it as a learning experience that, I'm going to try and do the best I can and see what I'm going to learn so that it takes a little bit of that crazy pressure off of me. And that actually made it possible where I was like, you know what? For the first time, I'm gonna enter against these guys and see how I do. So I hit my tee shot. A guy steals my golf ball. I hit it right. It was like in the trees a little bit. There's like trees between 1 and 9. This guy picks up my golf ball. And I'm like, hey, dude, did you pick up my golf ball? And he's like, throws it into the trees. He's like, yeah, it was right there. And I'm like, oh, geez, what a way to start your round. So I ended up making a triple bogey. It was really, really, just jitters, everything. The guy stealing my ball. Played okay the next rest of the round of that 9. So then I go back to tee it up on number 1 for the second time. And I hit a solid drive down the left-hand side of fairway rough, inside the tree line. But I'm like, okay, that's a much better start than the last time. And then we can't find my ball. I know it's like probably underneath a pine cone or something. So I had to go back and take penalty shots to hit another ball. And I make another triple bogey. So I end up shooting 78. And if I could have taken away those 2 holes, it would have been a fine round of like 72. I won closest to the pin. I was striking the ball really well. I had 2 3-putts. So I'm trending in the right direction. And so to compete in a tournament and just have, a couple mishaps, it's okay. I can live with it. I didn't want to beat myself up. But in general, the round was a pretty fine round of golf, So at any rate, that was that experience, and that led me to wanting to feel a little more comfortable with the driver. So I went out last night, worked on a little more of a closed stance to see if I could really max it out. And this is actually, thinking about the misses that I had in the tournament, about how I was hitting the golf ball off the tee. I'm like, man, if I could just cleaned up a few of those tee shots, man, I could have really, really played great. So we're all on our own journey. We're all trying to get better. Chris Bowler ended up winning the Senior Men's Club Championship. No surprise. I think he shot 69 or something like that. But he's a darn fine golfer, and I'm proud to be friends with him. And you know what? When I started this journey, he probably wouldn't have even wanted to know me. So that's what's happening, guys. If you're free, come on out to Sedona for the next OTT Miracle Swing Clinic. It's perfectly free. We're going to be filming it in 4K movie camera mode, drones. And this is going to be the final pass for the final filming for the Over the Top Miracle Swing 7 Sacred Steps course. That's going to be the best golf instructional video in history. That's what I believe. I'm not doing this because I'm doing it for laughs and giggles. I'm doing it to change the world of golf, because the world of golf took a fork in the road between the 70s and the 80s, when there started to be more television coverage. People started to see the swing plane, and they wanted people to swing on plane, because before then people would take it inside and up and put it on the plane. That's the way the original champions all swung the golf club. But that started to change in the 70s and 80s, and now you see people, they're just manically rehearsing this backswing move where the club head is outside of the hands. And the reason why they have to practice it so much is because it's not instinctual. The OTT move for me is instinctual. It's the way I swung when I was a kid. You just have to, know a couple things about it, and it's easy to tweak the things that you may not have right. And man, you can just drill golf balls without having to have 10,000 swing thoughts. That's why I believe that this is going to change the world of golf, and that's my goal. And you know what Steve Jobs said? It's the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world that actually do. So I love you all, guys. Thank you for being on this journey with me. I'm sorry I've been away from YouTube, but as soon as this is done, it is going to be go time. I'm going to be making the best content on YouTube I can. Challenge matches, club reviews, swing instruction videos, student success stories. It's going to be a whole new period, because the Over the Top Miracle Swing is a real thing. It's the fastest growing movement in golf. Last month, I got 3.2 million views on my Twitter account. So this is literally, I can't think of any movement in golf really in the last 15, 20 years since stack and tilt. But this OTT movement is growing. I'm getting, gosh, guys, I've got people like Jackie Burke talking to me about it. It's how he swung. Jim McLean talking to me about it, about his old roommate, Bruce Litsky. I got information that another 2-time Masters winner wants to meet with me. So I'm going to leave that dangling at the end, because this is just getting going and it's getting better and better. I love you all, guys. Hit them long and hit them straight.